What's good, y'all? Welcome back. It's probably gonna be no one in here. That's okay, bruh. All we really doing is chilling. Let me make sure I can hear myself. It's chilling. Make sure I can hear myself. All right, we chilling. But yeah, chat. We genuinely all we're doing is a freaking like online course, bro. So like, that's if that's something y'all frick with, then frick, dude. Wait, why the frick? I'm trying to like chat. How do I change the John, bro? Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. How do I change the title of this? I need like a bro, I need like a freaking there we go. I need like a waiting screen, bro, low key. Bro, I literally just re-downloaded Steam. But it's okay. We chilling like a villain. Heck yeah, chat. I don't know how loud this is, but if it's too loud, just let me know. My 0 viewers, just let me know in the chat, in the chat below. But basically, the first freaking thingy thing, the first assignment. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a bean ski. I have no freaking idea what I'm supposed to do, bro. Like, I'm supposed to. Okay, I'm supposed to do this Bezier. I'm supposed to generate and display a Bezier and B-spline curve, but like, frick, dude. Like, I don't really know how to do that, so I'm reading up more on the freaking. I'm reading up more on this on the Bezier curve stuff, so like, hopefully, I can just like lock myself back in, bro. But so, given distinct points P0 and P1, a linear Bezier curve is simply a line. The curve is given by this thing. P0 is equal to this thing. This is the simplest and equivalent. A quadratic. So this John like changes. John like changes, I guess. Anyways, chat, what the frick? What the frick is the same, bro? I'm not gonna lie, chat. If any of y'all are like good at this stuff, bro, let me know, bro. Let me freaking know, dude. Let me freaking know. Cause I sure don't know. But that's okay. Okay, let's just like read the code. So this is the main file. This is the main file they have. Let's go through that, John, bro. To namespace std. This is a namespace here. The functionality of putting all the globals in an oven is to ensure that everything is here. All your access to the code is file. I guess that makes enough sense. Camera, obviously. These are state variables for the UI. Mouse press, curve mode, surface. Frick! How big to, okay. So arrays for display lists. I need to stop doing that. The convention is that the drama is 0. Just call G curve list, G surface list. Okay. These SL vectors store the control points, curves, and surfaces. Parallel STL vectors store. What do you mean by parallel? STL vectors. Control points names. For curves and surfaces as given by the files. I don't know. Function declarations. Normal key press. It's a switch key. By the way, guys, C++ is not really my thing, chat. I'm not. C++ is not my thing at all, bro. Like, I'm really finna be out my depth, but I don't really know C++. I mean, I know C a little bit. Cause I did CS50, and I know a little. What's it called? I know a little freaking. I know a little C. I know Python. Python's my main language. But anyways, this just adds the curve mode. This just adds the surface mode. This adds the point mode. Special key press. Called when a mouse button is pressed. State equals glut down. That means that the button is pressed. And if it's the left button, then you do some stuff with the camera, you do some stuff with the camera, you do some stuff with the camera. And then mouse release. Motion, call when mouse is moved while button pressed. Mouse, like that. Okay, for sure. Call when the window is resized. Okay. Function is responsible for displaying the object. Okay. Clear the rendering window. What is this? What does this mean? The frick is this little line thing? Isn't that like or? Meaning resets bitwise or type. So you clean. Oh, so you're clearing the color or the freaking or the depth. Facts. We need to be in this matrix mode for whatever reason. I don't know why. Load identity. I don't know what that means, but whatever. Light color. Light FB. All this you have to do to, well, all this has been 10 lines, but apply model view, call the relevant display list. If GL surface mode is true, then call list, and then I guess that makes sense. If it's not 0, I guess. Yeah, if it's not 0, then it does that. Draws the coordinate axis when you're rotating to keep yourself oriented. What does that even mean? Draws the coordinate axis. Oh, like the I know what you're talking about. I know what you mean, gangster. Then you just do that. That's probably fine. Glut swap buffers, and then initialize rendering. When you want to initialize rendering, make sure you GL enable depth testing. Make sure you enable lighting calculations, and make sure you turn on light #0. Why do you want to do that? Don't ask me. I don't freaking know. But that's what you want to do. No cap. And then you're going to want to set up polygon drawing, and you want that drawing to be smooth, not jagged, smooth as frick. Polygon mode, front and back geo field. What does that mean? Maybe I should like look up these freaking functions. Maybe that'd be helpful. Geo function now describes how lighting are interpolated across geometric geometry. Geo smooth. Which and geoflat, which uses a single solid color for the entire primitive. Ah, so just like a gradient type thing. Makes sense. Geopolygon mode. Control how polygons are rasterized. It lets you dictate whether a polygon is drawn as a solid shape or as an outline. Ah, so what do we draw it as? A solid shape. And we want the shape to be drawn front and back. What the frick does that mean? Affects only front-facing polygons or back-facing polygons. So, does this sound a 2D image? What do you mean front and back? I guess it could be 3D. I guess that's not ridiculous. Anti-aliasing, this looks like crap. So they just don't do it, I guess. That's calm. Clear to black. Geo clear color. What does that do? Ah. Type shift. Base material colors. They don't change. Don't change them, they said. And then we do this material FV. Did we do this already? No, this is new. Assign floating point values to specific material parameters for lighting calculation to define how the surfaces of 3D objects. Ambient, diffuse, specular, and emission. What, and what? What the frick? What the frick does that mean, chat? Ambient, diffuse, specular, and omission. Four fundamental channels used in 3D rendering and game development to calculate how light interacts with the object's surface. Ambient is the non-directional universal background light in a scenes that keeps shadows from appearing completely black. Mimics light bouncing around the environment. Universal background light. So it's like, I think it's like how freaking, like, you know when you close your eyes, it's like black, but it's not that black. It's not like black for real. I think it's like that, question mark. The base color of an object. Okay. Scatters light in all directions, defining object shading and making it appear three-dimensional as it curves away. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So it's like this thing. Type shift. But what is this ambient? What the frick does that do? Whatever. Specular, the bright shiny highlights on the surface. Glare, right, cool. Emission, a light that original, making it glow. Yeah, we don't care. Okay, cool. So you can just assign parameters to stuff, to a face. Right. How the frick does it, like, I guess you like have to stage that, John. Like freaking yo, shout out to whoever was watching me for like 10 minutes, for like 5-10 minutes, bro. You're a real one. But I guess you gotta like anyways, I guess you gotta stage that, John, and it just happens. Okay, anyways. Loads objects from standard inputs. It just still does a bunch of that stuff. It does object file input, if I guess. Writing object file, and then it just like does it somehow. Make display list. What is a display list, bro? A series of pre-recorded graphics commands stored in memory for later execution. Instead of sending rendering instructions to the graphics processor one by one, the system compiles them into a list and triggers them. So it's just like a freaking hash map, but for graphics stuff. Interesting. Compile the display list. GL new list. GL curves. GL compile. GL new list. But why do we have to do all this stuff though? Is what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to know, bruh. Wait, is this... What the freak? Yo, low key, bro. Why the frick? I'm so Chat, y'all do not understand how confused I am, bro. Y'all don't understand how freaking confused I am. Why the Latugan is this not like... Is this not like real, bro? I guess I gotta make it like this, chat. Frick, chat. My bad, son. I don't know why the frick... I don't know what's going on with that, but whatever. We fixed it, I think, chat. Facts. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna cap, I'm not gonna do none of that. I don't know what the frick any of this stuff does. I guess you just draw the surfaces for the new list. Like this just like draw this stuff, I guess, right? GL new list. And if you call GL new list, chat, if you're ever in a pickle and you wanna make a new list, just do GL new list and yeah, all your problems will be solved. Holy frick. It's a lot of freaking code, bruh. Holy heck, dude. Anyways, this is to draw the axis when the mouse button is down. Save the current state of OpenGL. It sets the line width. You push a matrix. You scaled it. GL scaled. GL hashtag scaled. If you want your stuff to be GL hashtag scaled, then frick. Hold on. You want your stuff to be GL hashtag scaled, then you do that. And then you begin. GL color 4F. Holy frick, this is a whole out of random freaking OpenGL freak. Bro, why are there so many functions, dude? Everything on OpenGL function. OpenGL got a function for everything, bro. If you want to wipe your booty butt, OpenGL got a function for that, bro. If you want to freaking blow your nose, OpenGL got a function for that. OpenGL got a function for freaking everything, bro. If you freaking lost your dad, your dad went to the store to get the milk, bro. OpenGL probably got a function to bring him back, bro. Just go look in the docs, bro. Just go look in the docs, bro. It's probably there, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That saves current transformation matrix. It saves a transformation matrix to freaking where? There's no variable attached to this. We're just pushing it into the void, I guess. I don't I don't know what's going on there, but I don't really care enough to find out. So you know, y'all know how it be. GL scaling. I'm assuming it scales it. Did I just frick? Yeah, I just messed it up. I'm assuming it scales it. I could be wrong though. OpenGL function. Oh, interesting. Anyways, OpenGL function used to multiply the current matrix by a general scaling matrix. Ah. This will scale the thing by a thing. It scales a 5.0 by a 5.0 and then to 5.0. It'll do boom, boom, boom. So like 555 on the matrix. On the matrix thing, bro. 555. 555. Stupid ass. Anyways. Geo color 4F, Geo vertex 3D, Geo vertex 3D. Okay, so I know this. I don't have to look up this, guys. I know it draws a vertex. I know. I'm so smart. This OpenGL 1x legacy function that sets the active RGB color for oh, we're just hard coding that, John. OpenGL is kind of pops the top of the matrix off the active matrix stack. Oh, so there's like a stack. Okay. Okay, so you can push a matrix and you can pop a matrix. And this is just a thing that you can just do in life. Because that's a thing you would want to do, obviously. And then pop attribute or attribute. If you want to pop an attribute, this restores the state variable previously stayed. Oh, okay. Okay. I understand. I understand it now. And that was just one other list, bro. Okay, because after this, we're at the main. So new list, another list, G pointless takes G pointless and GL compile. G axis list, this takes G axis list, this takes G pointless. You gotta save the freaking current state of OpenGL. All attribute bits, bro. No cap. Anyways, you gotta set up the point. You gotta set up the thing for the point lighting. So you gotta disable the lighting, set the color. This. Specify the dimensions of rasterized points. So the rasterized points is freaking 4. What scale that's on, I have no clue, but okay. Geo line width. Wonder what that's for. Okay, geo begin. Geo vertex control points. Geo begin. So we have these display lists, but I don't know what are we using the display list for? Is my question. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we have these display lists. What are we using the display list for? Is my question. Like, we have the display list, but what are we using the display list? I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired as frick. I'm tired as frick, chat. Holy. Can y'all even hear that, man? Ba-da-da, ba-da-ba-da, bum bum ba-dum, ba-dum, bum 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 bum, ba-ba-bum bum ba-da-doo. Bum 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 ba-ba-ba-dum, bum bum ba. I'm so tired. Let's look at the freaking main routine. You know what I mean? We set up the scene and then we go clean. So we're gonna load objects in our from our load objects. You know it's our function because it doesn't have GL in it. Because yeah, we do this function I didn't read. Glut in it. We need a double buffer. We need our RGB. We need our depth. Initial parameters for window position, size, camera set dimension, set distance, set center. Chat, this song is so fire, bro. Like, whenever I hear this song, I just know it's I just know it's finna be all right, man. Like, no cap, bro. I just know this song finna be. This song is just fire, bro. I just know this song finna be. This song is just fire, bro. This song is just fire. I don't know why. I didn't mean to put this up, but whatever. Da 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 da. Initial parameters for window position and size, set dimensions, set distance, set center, set callback functions for mouse. Trigger time function every 20 milliseconds, but never mind because it's commented out. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Make this playlist, start the main loop, and then return, but they never return. So where am I supposed to actually be? Where am I actually supposed to be, like, implementing this, guys? Not there, not there. Vec math, I think that's so there's curve. I think it's in curve. Ah, here we go. To do. Yes. We must do the to do. And then we have our parse.c++. I think this is already done for us. Nice. And we have our surf. What does surf mean? Surfaces. Wow, that's you should build the surface. See surf.h for details. Okay, so we're doing most of our stuff for now in curve.cpp. So Ba-dum, 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 bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-da-doo-doo-doo. Okay. So, chat. Let us read this other freaking C++ file so we can implement the freaking thing we need to implement. Okay, we're including curve.h, we're including extra.h, if def win. What is, oh, if this is Windows, then include windows.h. Yes. I freaking love this song. Approximately equal to. We don't want to use equals because of precision issues with floating points. True that much. Curve eval Bezier. Okay, here's where we evaluate the Bezier curve. If p dot, okay, so we have a vector 3f, or we have the address of it at least, and then we call it p. What is p, you might ask? And I'd ask the same thing. I don't know. We have unsigned integer, I assume, and it is our steps. I'm freaking thirsty, dude. I'm getting water. Wait. I don't know what the frick I got on here, bro. I could have some like CIA secrets on my notepad. Y'all don't know what I got on my notepad. But eval Bezier was be called with a 3n plus 1. What the freak is n? If p dot size is less than 4 or p dot size is not, wait, if p dot size modulo 3 is not equal to 1. Let me get water. Let me get water, bro. Be right back. I'ma be right back. back together. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. You go talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me. But we are never, ever, ever getting back together. Freaking freak, dude. Honestly, chat, this was always meant to be a short stream. We got like maybe 15, 30 minutes of this nonsense. Holy frick. I was actually so sore, chat. Holy heck. We got 15, 30 minutes of the nonsense. Then I'm going to my bed. It is 11 p.m. And I have work in the morning. I have a job. Yes, chat. I know it's hard to believe, but I have a job I must do. So, to do, you should implement this function that it returns a curve, e.g., a vector of curve points. The variable steps tells you the number of points to generate on each piece of the spline. At least, that's how the sample solution is implemented and how the SWP files are written. But you are free to interpret this variable however you want, so long as you can control the resolution of the how the frick do you pronounce that word? Discretized, I'll say discretized spline curve with it. Make sure that this function computes all the appropriate vector 3f's for each curve point. NBT should be units as well as orthogonal, so it should be orthonormal, chat. If you didn't know, that's what that means. Also note that you may assume that all the Bezier curves that you received have G1 continuity. What does that mean again, chat? G1 continuity. G1 is tangent. Them hoes have the same tangent line? Is that what that means? They share the same tangent vector, chat. They have a tangent vector and it's the same. Oh my goodness, it's the same. What is that? Holy frick, man, it's the same. I don't think this is Transformers. This isn't the right one. Generation 1, continuity family. Holy nerd. Holy nerd. Get me off of this. Anyways. Assume that all Bezier curves that you receive had G1 continuity, otherwise it's T and B. What is a T and what is a T and B, chat? All these new terms, man. What happens if I did nothing? Thomasville National Bank. I don't think that's what that's for. Tenaga National Berhad, the primary electric utility unit in Malaysia. Y'all think that's what they mean, chat? Transitional nutritional nah, this is it. A state-funded program mitigating CalFresh reductions. The 10 what? Tangent, bitangent, and normal vectors. So this is a real thing. this is a thing that exists in real life. A TNB. It's not a bank in freaking Malaysia. It's a tangent of vector aligns with the texture's U coordinate. A bitangent V. What the freak are you? Oh wait, a textures. What do you mean textures have coordinates, bro? Holy frick, dude. All of my viewers are leaving immediately, man. My viewers, my precious viewers, man. Y'all don't mess with this. Y'all don't mess with computer graphics. Chat, I'm tired. I'm tired, chat. I am freaking tired, chat. I am freaking tired, chat. Normal vector. Why the TMB frame matters. When you apply a normal... I really don't care. Okay. So... Oh wait. Eval Bezier. We're supposed to do all of it. We're supposed to do every freaking thing of this. How the frick am I supposed to make a Bezier curve? PDF, help me. Your first task is to implement the curves given an array of control points. You are to generate a set of points that lie on the spline curve, which then can be used to draw the spline by connecting them to segments. Given an array of control points, so we have our control points, and given those array of control points, we need to generate a set of points that lie on the spline curve. So given this thing, we need to generate this. Okay, which then can be used to draw the spline by connecting them with line segments. Okay, so we need to generate sets of points that lie on the spline curve mathematically. For instance, the control points shown in the picture in the left result in the piecewise uniform cubic B-spline. Why is it a cubic B-spline? Why can't it be a quadratic quadratic or a polynomial or a linear B-spline? What makes it cubic? I don't know. And in this example, the first three control points are identical to the last three, which result in a closed curve. I mean, I guess, bro. Okay. So it's like they go all the way around with this cubic thing. Why is it cubic? Who knows? Only God knows. And these people, I guess, and a lot more people. So not only God, but you know, repeating points on the spline is sufficient if the only goal is to draw it. For other applications of splines, such as animation and surface modeling, is necessary to generate more information. We'll go over these details first in 2 dimensions, and go up to 3. But like generally, like this is what they got. This is what they got. This is what they gave us. This is what we got, chat. This we gotta go off of, bro. So given some control points. Bezier curve control points. Given points P0, P1, and P2, we just do this thing and then we get the Bezier curve. And then we just sample points on that curve. And then if we sample points on that curve, then we're a gangster. And then we become gangster in the party. And once we become gangster in the party, we can holy frick, I'm tired, chat. Holy freaking the frick. I'm tired as frick, dude. Should I just go to bed, bro? It's been like almost an hour, bro. How long has it been? 45 minutes? Are you serious, bro? Are you serious right now, bro? 51 minutes. Okay, at an hour, I might call it, guys. Ha. Ha ha. Ha. At an hour, I might call it, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I might call it quits at 1 hour. I'm confused as all get out, chat. I'm not gonna. It is suggested that you implement this function by changing the basis beast line to Bezier. That way you can just call your eval Bezier function. You just change your basis. If you change your mother freaking basis, then you can mother freaking base it off of facts. And that's a fact. Cause we getting straight to the racks. We not worried about the past. We really on the action. We in the bin. We really got to the kin. You know, we got to. Holy frick. Holy frick, I'm lost. Holy frick, I'm lost. Okay. Let's look at the Bezier code with the following input. Control points. Right now, this will just return the empty curve. How do I actually, like, test this? How do I run, like, this function? There's a function I have to do. There's a thing I have to do. There's like a, I don't know what it is though, but we're gonna find out eventually. But let's see what the people say. Consider a simple example. Simple, guys, very simple. Suppose we want to animate a car driving around a curve of the XY plane. Calculating Q of t tells us where the car should be at any given time, but not which direction the car should be pointing, i.e. the unit vector or the normal vector, right? A natural way to choose this direction is by taking the first derivative of the curve, because if you take the first derivative of the curve, that gives you the direction of the thing, and if you give the direction of the thing, okay, right, and then to determine the appropriate transformation, first we define the position V as this, and then we define the unit tangent vector as that. Oh, right, yeah, that's the tangent vector. I understand this now, because guys, look, if the tangent vector is the derivative, then if we to get the unit vector of the derivative of any vector, right, we need to divide it by its size, right? Because 4 divided by 4 is 1, so like that gives us a unit vector, and then we define a normal vector as a unit vector orthogonal to t. One such vector that will satisfy that property is the tangent vector of the tangent vector. Because guys, did you know if we take the tangent vector of the tangent vector, then we get a tangent vector? That's how math works. And then if we assumed the positive transformation, the car is if we assume that the car is pointed up its positive axis, the appropriate homogeneous transformation is computed as this. Why, you might ask? This just looks like a random freaking matrix, and at first glance it is. But if you really think and take the time to ponder, you will realize that I have no freaking idea why this is the freaking Matrix. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't freaking know. I really don't know. And then this is a vector, right? Or point or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. But unfortunately there's a problem with this formulation, because if Q has an inflection point, what is an inflection point? What the frick is an inflection point? Inflection point? If holy frick. I might be out of my depth, chat. No, I'm not. Never give up, chat. Guys, never give up. If Q has an inflection point, the direction of the normal will flip. In other words, the car will instantaneously change orientation by 180 degrees. Furthermore, if the car is traveling along a straight line and a 0 and the coordinate system is lost, if the n tangent of the tangent. Is it because a straight line, if it's like a straight line, then the derivative of the first derivative is like already like a number, and then if you take the derivative of a number, then it's like 0, and because like the calculus, probably. The coordinate system is lost. Why is the coordinate system lost? Who knows? This is clearly undesirable behavior. So we adopt a different approach to finding n that is orthogonal to t. We introduce a new vector t that we call b. This is the binormal, and we'll arbitrarily select it to be pointing at the positive direction. Given b, we can compute the appropriate normal as the cross product between b and t. Note that n will be unit and orthogonal to both b and t because b and t are orthogonal unit vectors. This may not seem like the most intuitive method to compute the desired local coordinate frame in 2 dimensions, but we have described it because it generalizes quite nicely to 3. So why did you just tell me that? Is it because I need all the normals? Do I need the appropriate homogeneous transformation is computed as this? But like, genuinely a transformation for what? What are we transforming? What are we transforming, bro? Direction of the car. A natural way to choose. Determine the appropriate transformation. Is this like... Is it like maybe... Chat. I haven't written a single line of code. And frick, turn this dog water off, man. Frick. Anyways. Maybe, just maybe. Or transforming my brain so I can understand this. Frick. Okay. So like, if we like transform, if we like calculate Q of t, is this a transformation we're doing? Well, no, because we're defining the position as here. So what is this transformation? ChatGPT, help me. I'm gonna just give GPT the I'm gonna give it the keys to the city. When it talks about Bezier curves in 2D, it talks about a transformation. What exactly are we transforming though? You're transforming an object type shift. You're transforming the object that you want to move along the curve, not the actual curve itself, which makes sense. That makes sense. The section you're reading is no longer really about Bezier curves. It's about curves, using curves as a motion path. Imagine a car. Suppose you have a 2D Bezier curve. At t equals 0.4, maybe you're at 5.3. It's not enough. Car also needs to know which way is forward, how much should be rotated. The tangent gives a direction. The derivative points to the direction the car is traveling. Normalize it. Now that the t is now t is the car's forward direction. The normal gives a sideways direction. They define another perpendicular vector. That's just the car's left direction. A complete coordinate frame. Build the transformation matrix. But why is this a transformation matrix? The notes say this is the take an object that was modeled as rotate. I see. Okay. How we get this though? Matrix is derived out of nowhere. It's built from the coordinate frame you want the object to have. So guys, if you're wondering, every object in computer graphics has its own local coordinate system. If you have a car that's modeled right here, its local axes are left and right. I don't see lefts, but I don't know. So before doing anything, a point on the car is represented by this because it's homogeneous coordinates. We want a new coordinate system. At some point. Holy frick, I need some water, dude. I'm actually struggling. Holy frick, I'm actually struggling so hard. But this keeps me accountable. I'm not gonna lie, this does keep me accountable. I didn't get that. I think I'm gonna end here, chat. I'm gonna end here. Did I write any code? No. Did I understand more? A little bit. But I think I'm gonna end here. Definitely gonna keep these streams up as long as some certain circumstances stay the same. Yeah, I think this is a really good way to keep me accountable in learning this stuff. So it's been really real. Thank you. Goodbye.